map. That was the first map that they played, and now they're leaving it for the decider for RMR and major life on the line. I mean, it wouldn't be NACS without it, really, would it? It's like, oh yeah, let's just go back to the pug servers, lads, and let's just throw everything at each other. The guys are going to have some fun. There's definitely some history here. There's no doubt that these guys prac against each other on almost probably the weekly at this point. And oh, I can hear a butterfly knife flicking back and forth, and we are in, Nao. It's the first best of 3 of the day. M80 versus Wildcard. Welcome to Mirage.
Let's see what we've got. Wildcard, of course, starting on that T side. M80, nice and slow. A triple stack through B, 2 of which are going looking for information. So at the very least, something's been spotted in the demos of how Wildcard like to play this. They've been given all the luxury of mid, but Malbs gets all the luxury of information of nobody B. So now they immediately rotate everybody off that site. And the first fight will come through. slaxz will pop up for 1 as Jaber launches back on towards Rek. And now dephh stuck in no man's land in through Ticket. Does he get cleared? Not effectively. And dephh fluffs his lines. Jaber will punish, head on a swivel, finding a second.
Yeah, looking for a little bit more here as well in towards CT as the bomb does get planted. Swisher, oh, he fluffs his lines as well as a swing comes on through from Infant's about to back him up. slaxz now with the backup of Malbs. Are they going to be able to recover this one? Does pick up 1 over onto the bomb site. Now holding, tapping onto triple. Infinite, wow, lucky to stay alive there. slaxz needs to come out absolutely galactic to be able to take down these 2. Picks up 1, look for the 4K. Is just going to miss the head. Had the fuse kid as well. Could have played a little bit slower if we wanted to, but Wildcard come out the gate swinging.
Yeah, really good to see early doors there from Jaber as well, getting proactive. I think, you know, we saw in that opening best of 1, of course, you can't take basically anything away from it in a positive light. That red cannon side were completely all over them. However, we do look in towards the series for individuals like Jaber to get active. And even, you know, Infinite getting 2 kills his name. He's at a quiet, not even just tournament, I think recent run of form was probably the way to put it. Yes, he doesn't play more of those impactful roles, but all things considered, we need to see a little bit more out of him in terms of a consistent factor. slaxz in towards a scout off the back of his 3K. It will be supported by dephh on 1 of his own.
Oh, rolling back the meta a little bit here. Buying up your bolstered pistols around a couple of scouts. Hell yeah, I'm here for it. Wreck the double headshot onto Infinite and Slight. I'll take that, Galil. Thank you very much. Sonic has yet to pop out with all these smokes deployed as well. That's just halted the brakes completely for the T side of Wildcard. Malbs, quite an aggressive position here as well, just to be able to just ensure that the A-bomb site doesn't get overwhelmed. Like this like from Stan.
Try pushing a smoke there with a deep lamp flash that is ineffective for anyone up close. I mean, it's such a risk. It does not pay off. Stan going to drop his way on towards site. He's known quantity. Swisher planning to play in towards bench. Stan's giving the cross, but the guy comes in. Malbs will support from Kitchen. And that's going to give M80 yet another kill. All on the shoulders of Jaber and Sonic here to try and do it all. Molotov, he's given 1 fight. A fight which is ineffective. Jaber falls. Yes, he gets the trade post-mortem. It all leads it down to Sonic. Had a fantastic series yesterday, but surely this is asking too much.
Yeah, surely, and it is. dephh to be able to take him down. dephh was talking yesterday, actually, about the fact that during his game, they won the pistol round, and then they weren't able to convert the second. Looks like vice versa here. Wildcard securing that pistol round pretty handily, of course, come down to that 1v1 with a almost clutch from slaxz. But M80 able to retaliate incredibly quickly, and honestly, off the back of Rek, finding those 2 opening kills and just pumping the brakes for Wildcard forcefully.
It's such a questionable decision here. I mean, look, right, just completely, you know, the freest kills of his life. Malbs does really well to react there, but Rek, I mean, it's so simple, so effective, and it's worked well. And now we look at Wildcard, they have to force. They're on double eco. They have to go back into buys themselves, but what they bring to the table is nowhere near what M80 had to work with last time. The double scouts and the upgraded pistols. Scouts would be a luxury here for Wildcard.
Soon to be a barrage of bullets on these Tech 9s. Appears to be positioning themselves over towards that B-bomb site, but with quite aggressive mid-presence here from Malbs swinging off the back of that smoke. It's not going to be able to find anything other than information right now. Stan, looking to make an impact inside of mid. The solo lurker not working out for him right now. dephh leading from the front, and soon to be the first face. Wildcard see if they be in their push.
Really going to keep a close eye on what you see out of Sonic. In terms of kind of how this Wildcard team has been structured, of course, in the previous 60 has been so crucial to give them all of that room to work with. Sonic, not so much on the T side. Can he get active? Jaber's the first to fall. Swisher lines up 2. Pistols dropped as Infinite, and Sonic will fall. Even Stan and Slight with it all to do, and Malb's got other ideas. Pop flash in the corner, ineffective, and Stan is stuck in no man's land. One more kill fine, the quick trade from Malbs to close it out, and to lock in his second kill, and all things considered, a very simple round. Couple of casualties, nothing too problematic.
Yeah, a little bit of mind games there from dephh as well, holding on that quite aggressive angle on Van, pinging the smoke down. Be like, cool, I faded away inside of this one, and swings from the other spot to be able to take down at least one, a little bit of chip damage here and there as well. Wildcard economy in tatters. Should be a third here for M80. I mean, they've not even upgraded on the pistols here. They can probably take this a little bit slow, use one of those classic slow decal.
I've spotted something.
What you spotted?
Look at Stan. Look what he's got. Look what he's wielding.
Oh, God.
It's high noon, apparently.
Yeah, evidently.
Let's see what Stan can do with it.
Oh, he's got a
kill! slaxz will fall. Oh, talk about mind games. Talk about BM. I mean, no bomb plan, but I don't even remember the last time we saw a revolver kill at
an event.
Yeah, at an event. Never mind, but I'm thinking of any sort of major qual or major itself.
Actually depresses me. Like I'm really, not because I haven't seen them. Seeing it has upset me.
Yeah.
He is using a spot on his pistol loadouts that you can now adjust, and he's gone, you know what? Actually,
I wonder if he even has a deagle. Like
he's probably just taking the jewelries out, right?
Yeah, probably. That's funny. I respect it. Go on, Stan.
I don't. How dare you?
You know, I actually, it's so...
Don't try and copium say they're good.
It's used so little, I actually don't even know the kill bonus for it. I'm assuming it's just 100
kill bonus, right?
Yeah. But I actually don't know off the top of my head.
I'm sure we'll get spammed on Twitter with that information.
I've never used it since that, like, 27 hours it was broken. dephh, gonna find Infinite through the smoke.
Very nice.
dephh's playing this quite well over towards B as well. He's actually not shying away from fights. And all his credit, dephh has been doing that throughout the tournament so far. I think there was the big question mark that we all had about dephh coming in towards this tournament was he just going to be plucked in anchor roles and having minimal impact? It's not been the case. We saw over towards Ancient, he was playing through Cave on CT side. That's pretty high impact, very crucial as well to that B side hold. And yes, he's B anchoring here, but he's not shying away from the fights like we said. He's getting up and getting information.
Hey, as a B anchor in MM games, that is an incredibly important position there. But yeah, it's quite interesting. We were talking about it during their best of one, their first BO1. He was playing these quite aggressive positions, so much so it's like, hey, I'm going to show you that I'm happy to do this, so I won't ask you to do these like weird plays that on paper might not seem like they're great, but actually convert really well. Sonic's position is going to be revealed here. Of course, still bomb in flux at this current moment in time, and Malbs just finds another kill and stand top mid.
This A site is on the lock, right? And all the ult on the wall, I don't think it's going to help them. They surely do not clear wreck. He wasn't a known quantity. He wasn't spotted by Sonic in through sandwich. One goes above him. Swisher going to play back triple. Really difficult position to close as well, considering they're running low on util. Sonic and Jaber pounce for one apiece as Jaber will double it down. Now into the 2 versus 2, an opportunity arises, but slaxz and the ult finds one, and he gets so damn close to the second, which he finds with a no-scope. Jaber gets deleted. No-scope, no problem. slaxz. Robin salt in the wound with a BM as well as M80 keep this win streak alive.
It's friendly BM, but also not. I mean, like, major life on the line, right? So it's just like a little bit of mental games starting to come into play. Not something that we really talk about all too much. I mean, you see it in like closed LAN environments, at smaller events, people standing up screaming, just like trying to get in the opponent's heads. A little bit harder to do here, but
I actually don't know how close they are. I don't know if they can see each other, because I always like it actually when they can, to a degree, see each other when they've got maybe a screen in the way, or
they're also wearing knockouts headphones, right? So.
Yeah, or if they're boost next to each other, like that's when you can maybe start to really play around with it. We saw, of course, a lot of the Brazilian teams yesterday. MIBR getting pretty loud, but when they get loud, they're so difficult to stop. FURIA exactly the same as well. Even Imperial.
Very South American thing.
Yeah, exactly. They're just so proud when they get those wins. Every win, they know how important it is. Low bite, pop towards A to come through. Just gonna tuck his head. He's playing this smart. Don't overface. Don't give them a rifle for free. At least fight for it. Guess what? Trade will come through as well, but a second, and lose dephh for a moment before he taps away. And he's pretty damn close to that third. The nade might just do it as well. Sonic's a lucky man. Stay alive, as he will be tagged down low, but the AWP range of slaxz is never missing those. Sonic's all that's left. Another nade will come his way, and even more chip damage, but he's not given the luxury of staying alive. slaxz will find the kill with the pistol, and that'll be that on point of HP.
That's the classic. End of round, start a new one. 99-4. Oh, yeah, great. Cheers for that. Much appreciated. I mean, honestly, Wildcard can be pretty content with that round. A little bit of econ damage here and there, a couple of frags, and getting that bomb planted allows them to buy up here, gives Slight quite a bit of a bolster as well. We are going to be seeing our first tactical pause from Wildcard in this series. Something that we were seeing yesterday from the NA teams and even some of the SA teams as well was the fact that they're taking a lot of these early tactical pauses, and then it's almost coming back to bite them in the very late game when things equal out. But, of course, they're there to be used. It's pointless ending a game with 2 pauses left and being like, oh, okay, well, we probably could have taken a beat and secured a round somewhere, right?
And, you know, it's probably one of those things where I think, you know, there's a solid chance of Warden seeing something here. Of course, Wildcard had the luxury of, by technicality, have 2 coaches. They also have Horvey as well, does a little bit more of the background side of things. So I think their pre-game prep is very, very solid.
Yeah, just to clarify on that, there's not 2 coaches standing behind them, obviously, because of the rulings, but like, they've got that in the background.
The primary, yeah. But it's one of those really interesting things that the Wildcard came out and said they're trying to define a new meta and how they work with it. So it's kind of a very good thing in terms of them in their preparation. For M80, of course, their coach is in the server, so what is attack pause to a man like dephh, who is there to speak constantly?
Can he talk? Does he have to wait to pauses?
No,
he's called to talk. Rek has been such an influence over on this A-bomb site. He's just either up, close, hiding behind corners, and he's able to find frag after frag as he picks up another one here. Slight is going to be able to trade it back with the AWP in hand. Wanted to go for the pistol instead. Now on a 2 versus 3. This is going to be difficult, especially when Stan is nowhere to be found right now. Slight afforded the opportunity to be able to fall back. But he needs to be cautious about how he wants to take this one. dephh is going to go for it. Shot going to be hit there from Slight. Looking for another one. Again, the unknown quantity of Stanislaw can activate at any moment. Swisher, head on the swivel. Thinking about this now over towards mid. And the AWP battle over on the site. Swisher now has to push on through. Nade, is it going to connect? No, Slight just able to get away. 50 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for the T's to be able to reset here.
Do you know what? Slight's a very lucky man to still be alive. It's an uncharacteristic miss there from slaxz. Should have got the kill on the cross. Damaged out, but Swisher will find. He's always good for that sort of kill. Slight. It's a foot race towards B, and one in which he's lost as slaxz is here ready for him. He knows he's tagged, I'm 90% sure as well. So, pistol pulled out. Ticking away with the scope as well. Will tap on towards the plant, and he's seen off with ease. slaxz. He makes up for the earlier miss. I think for Slight as well, it was a big ask. 15 points of HP, 1v2, no chance.
He's got to go for the bomb plant at that point, exactly what he did. Nice little teabag into that as well. The BM is really setting in onto the server, and it's good. I mean, you're 8 rounds up. It's definitely the start that M80 needed here, because we've seen them kind of slip back and have to like fight for these aggressive rounds. I said 8 points. I meant 6 points, of course. We're not that deep.
Well, one thing that I'm quite interested coming in towards this series and the direct comparison is actually between slaxz and Slight. They're very actually polar opposite in terms of their AWPing styles. slaxz is more traditionally kind of similar towards that EU, very passive, happy to post up and actually fight on pressure, whereas Slight relies, I think, a little bit too much at times on his mechanics. I think that's one of the reasons why we see Slight as a little bit more of an inconsistent AWPer, especially domestically speaking. I think he's very talented. Things that catch him out seem to be positioning, and it actually probably should have caught him out there on Mirage. He did actually realize that line of sight towards CT was even a possibility. Rek again, finding yet another opener to crack. First kill against Wildcard.
I mean, look at that A-bomb site as well. They know that Rek's got it on lock, so they're just rotating all of their players off it. It's like, yeah, dude, you're doing absolutely fine. You post yourself up there. We're going to go for some lurks. We're going to get some more control over towards the B-bomb site for when it's needed. Get the information that, okay, no one's here. Now we can come and rebolster you. And that's what we're seeing with 55 on the clock. And Malbs on the little lurk. There goes the bomb as well for Stan.
Yeah, doesn't actually need to fight here as well. Malbs played this to perfection, finds a kill, falls away. What is the point in giving him another fight? They know where he is.
Job's done.
And of course, with 40 seconds on the clock, time is ticking and options and choices, it goes without saying, limited. deph's going to tuck himself into sandwich, and we know that Rek played there before, so I feel like there's going to be at least some inkling. Malbs going to find yet one more. Oh my god, back turn. A lucky man to still be alive, but not for much longer. Jaber gets one. Molotov going to come over towards Ticket. The Slight will support. What will they do? They don't clear that of sandwich. So dephh can now swing himself, and alongside Swisher, they lock things out 7-1. So far, this feels like an upset on the cards here. This is not good. And just to remind you all, ladies and gents, this is Wildcard's map pick.
Yeah, Wildcard played this against BESTIA yesterday. It's 13-9 to that scoreline. It was a relatively level T side. They definitely edged it out a bit more. It was an 8-4 in that first half, and then over towards CT is when they kind of struggled a bit. BESTIA were able to come back a little bit more. To give a little bit of context, when they last played this map as well against each other, it was Wildcard to take it 13-10, and it was a 6-6 first half.
And when this team kind of came in with a couple of changes, I kind of briefly touched upon it earlier in terms of kind of Sixy and Sonic in terms of those changes. Sixy was a little bit more of a playmaker on that T side, somebody who was traditionally what we would say is kind of self-sufficient. I wouldn't class Sonic as that. He's, I'd say, considerably more reliant on the CT side. As Jaber falls, these pistols, again, now don't really know where to go. They've got no real information through B-Apps and they're smoked out. They tried to fight mid, which they've lost. And now they're going to take out-range duels with upgraded pistols and barely upgraded as well. Not exactly a pretty sight. Malb's going to get tagged, but he doesn't care. He's got all the support in the world. One through Cat, one through Window. This should be the round in a matter of moments. Infinite and Sonic, it's a tough task, but both these guys have seriously struggled.
I mean, Infinite's been able to get a couple of kills here as everyone keeps filtering through Window into his crosshair of the Tech 9. Chip damage onto Malbs as well, and it looks like a little bit of a question mark here from Swisher about who he wants to be fighting. Sonic now on the swing, and now that makes it substantially easier. Malbs have been gaining so much control inside of mid, even on these 4x rounds. He just doesn't care. The smoke and just gaining that info, gaining that ground is more than enough. He doesn't even have to get kills at that point.
I actually really like how deph's setting up the CT side. He's actually given Malbs a lot of freedom. You know, we've already seen Malbs been playing in through B-Apps, which he pushed the way through early in towards their first gun round. We've seen him fight out through Cat a couple of times with the support of Swisher coming through there. Having Swisher as your support is great. He's pushing up mid, and we've seen him anchoring A. So already we've seen Malbs on their CT side in the 10 rounds played, play 4 to 5 different positions because he's getting all of this freedom. He's just playing that beautiful rotate, and they know, like we've already kind of touched on, Rek is so reliable towards the A side. deph so far has been so reliable everywhere he's been, and Swisher being that other supporting flank player can be so damn big in a lot of these moments where we need multi-kills.
To link that to what we've been seeing in other games when Mirage has been in play and you kind of had that one player who wants to get things done, Malbs has the rest of the team not around him to support, but at least in positions where they're not going to get caught off if he's doing something on paper silly or like aggressive. Other teams, that structure hasn't been there. So this is great from dephh to be able to give that kind of freedom there and, as you correctly mentioned, have the supporting cast around it. Just wishing out, going to be the lurking, well, holding player over on that B-box site. Looks like strats have changed as Rek tries to get aggressive inside of Palace and does so, taking down their main fragger. Yeah, nade's pretty decent. Spam going to come through as well. Infinite incredibly low at this point. Bogdan's Law, maybe? Are you gonna hand over the orb to him? Probably not at this point. But, I mean, 8-1, M80, they are running away with this game. Slight takes down the lurking Malbs.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of an overextension there.
For once.
Yeah, exactly. Caught in transition. And normally Malbs is so reliable in those sort of situations, but dephh up close, looking for a fight, giving it as well. dephh drops Stanislaw and brings the numbers back in favor of M80. And all it would take is a smallest amount of util, and this round is M80's again. Smoke up close as Rek looks for a pixel, gets it, drops it, and it's so simple. And that'll seriously chunk down the time. Infinite has a bite of Bogdan's Law. He picks up the orb. With him so low and a known quantity now through ramp, what do? They're basically going to have, what, sub 20 seconds to pop onto the A site?
Yeah, smoke is going to fade in the next couple of moments. But Rek is just still so forward, hasn't used it to fall back, instead used it to reevaluate his position and hold it. Jaber managed to find that opening kill. Infinite already tagged out. Another bullet there from slaxz to be able to close him out. And it's dephh leading from the front here. Yeah. About to pick up 3 kills in the round and truly locking down that A bomb site. We're 11 rounds deep and it's 9-1.
Yeah, I mean, look, smiles and laughing all around. I mean, there has literally been no competition thus far. Wildcard cannot scratch the surface. And I think a lot of the onus comes on towards individuals like Stanislaw. We need to see him change things up. Stanislaw traditionally as a caller, especially within the North American scene, it's very slow, methodical in terms of his approach. These rounds are kind of, at least in the early kind of minute or so, very slow. They're getting map control, they poke and prop, but they don't actually overextend all that much. I think maybe for Stan, it's time to step up the tempo just a tad. Yeah, speaking of,
yeah,
he might do it from
mid.
Oh, but he catches him off guard. slaxz will find one with the orb. Molotov at range and an 8 to follow suit as well. They might stick around for fight, and Slight and a lucky man to get out of dodge.
I mean, they upped the tempo, and it very quickly got dictated by M80 instead. That opening frag, and, well, they have been able to regain a little bit of it. Not as hesitant as we would expect to see from them. Malb's going to be able to find that kill onto Slight to keep the man advantage for our CT side. Infinite trying to get aggressive inside of Con, using that smoke to best of his advantage. But nobody's home right now. Jaber and Sonic inside a ladder room. Kind of just lost right now. I think they're trying to gain some control over towards short, but look, it's fully bolstered with Def and Swisher. This isn't going to go well for them. I
don't think they'd even really expect Def to be this far pushed in, especially this late into his round, who hasn't actually wrapped all the way. Def's actually playing this quite nicely. Not overextending, not giving an opportunity, but they are going to pop back in the direction of A as Infinite on that corner. Wreck at range as well. Damage dealt, but no kill just yet. Looks for a fight. Smoke dropped as well to give him room to work with. He is going to be given it. Bomb should go down. I don't think it's going to be an easy post plant to play with here. Sonic's going to at least commit to it. A 3 versus 4, time starts to tick. Pressure still mounts on the shoulders of Wildcard. A second round goes without saying to necessity. And Sonic will find one. Infinite supporting Flash is good, but Jaber's so low and Internet's not exactly healthy. 2 versus 3 doesn't look favorable for them, and especially considering Jaber goes down. Def with yet another kill to his name, and one-man army of Infinite, not good enough. 3v4 on the post plant, 3 stay alive for M80 and another round in their favor.
Yeah, this is the most one-sided best of 3 we've seen so far from M80 and Wildcard. This isn't a match which is new to either of them. I mean, the one inconsistency here is the fact that Def's on the server when historically he hasn't been.
Do you know what? This feels actually more one-sided than the Red Canids game. Even though that was a 13-1, and technically this could still be a 31. This feels more dominant, more one-sided. At least there was opportunity. Yeah, exactly. And at least there was opportunities in that Red Canids game, which were down to the wire and close. This one, it feels like a no-show so far from Wildcard.
It was 9 rounds in a row for Red Canids before Wildcard found their first, and then Red Canids continued running away with it. Wildcard got the pistol round, which came down to a 1v1.
Yeah.
And now M80 have just gone, We'll take this one. Yeah. Yes. Cheers, mate. Much appreciated. I mean, if they get an 11th here, then I think we just instantly start looking to our second map, which is crazy to say this early in the day.
And it's
goes on the cards. Yeah.
I'm not feeling happy. I'm not feeling comfy about this one. We could be in for a very quick day of work.
Yesterday. Yeah. MIBR against NRG. NRG's map pick. MIBR ran away with it on their opponent's map pick, and then the second map was a bit closer. But of course, NRG's still falling. I mean, Rec has been so influential in kind of making this point over on this A-bomb site. It's been absolutely everywhere. Jaber finally finding an opening kill to be able to kind of solidify something on this bomb plant. Does get it down. slaxz, low HP, but with the AWP in hand, still an incredibly influential force in this round. M80, yeah, they're going to begin pushing on through, but Slight's gone absolutely massive to be able to shut down any form of connector presence. Has there been a shadow seen? Has anything been given up from slaxz? I think he sees the leg. Oh, how has he not seen him? What on earth is that?
Talk about tunnel vision. Jaber gets a freebie. Weird tail end there, but Slight, really good round individually from him. Needed to see off the tail end, and Slight's, credit to him, getting hyped, keeping the mental in check by some degree. But it goes without saying, it's probably not feeling all too great over there. Rookie error, I think it came through. I think slaxz, he just tunnel vision towards the under palace position. But all things considered, a fantastic half out of M80. Little to nothing to worry about. Even if we see Wildcard get another pistol, maybe even convert the force, they've still got to go for, 6, 7 rounds in a row before there's even a conversation to be had about a comeback. M80, they know how close they are to the finish line right now, and it goes without saying, this one already in our mind starts to feel like it's done. This would be miraculous if they could turn this round.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need. They need a miracle at this point. It needs to be pistol, and it needs to be consistent rounds off the back of it. If M80 find this pistol round and then convert, which has been a struggle for them, to be honest with you, so it's definitely not all said and done. It's still going to be difficult for Wildcard to come back from this amount of deficit. 8 rounds on the trot to be able to bring us level, and then the tempo's, of course, firmly in your favour. But M80 right now, they're sitting in the driver's seat. They're dictating the entire pace.
This is smart from Stan, off the Swisher, may I say. He spotted a little information, and he tried to bait in fight, but it doesn't work in his favor. On site, tagged down low. Sonic is in towards apartments, keeping them at bay and trying desperately to stop them from swinging on him. This is a messy fight. And Rek and Sonic, they're both known quantities here, but he spots his back. He's tapping away. Sonic's a lucky man to stay alive. I don't know how he's somehow, some way, kept healthy. And Stan will pounce for one of his owners. dephh answer back. One by one, they drop as Wildcard look to lock in yet another pistol. And Stan does it on the move, on the run. Wildcard find a desperately needed third.
Yeah, Stan been watching those donk replays evidently with that swing. Dear Lord, really nice from them. Another pistol round here, but this is the crux point. They did not convert that second round. Then they lost 9 on the trot. We need to ensure, well, Wildcard needs to ensure, should I say, that they can continue converting here, have a really good, strong start to the CT side, carry that momentum from that previous round on your T into the next, well, I would say, honestly, the first 5 rounds. We need to be seeing maybe a 10-7 for me to say they're back into this one.
Yeah. Only difference, I guess, you could say between the first pistol and this one is we didn't have one individual getting a few kills over towards M80, and the big thing is the lack of bomb plan. If they get a bomb plan, forcing is the right decision. Yeah. They don't. So I don't mind this. You know, a couple of upgrades, but they can buy in towards the next, which is what matters most. Swing. Not a find, but pretty damn close as dephh. Audacious has got to be said with the reactionary shot. If they can get a couple of constellation kills, they can take a small kind of internal win, but we're not expecting M80 to walk away around here.
No, absolutely not. Not with this double setup over towards B as well, which is, well, at least initially what M80 was looking towards. MIBR's going to be able to find their opening kill into Infinite, though. This does change things just a little bit. Inside of mid, those stands should be good for both of these kills. That should slow us down completely. Swisher on this big lurk. This is really, really nice. If he can find this kill onto Van, you might be able to see slaxz rotate over from mid and help him out. Swisher. Oh, Sonic has an idea. He has an inkling. Can he see his leg underneath the Van? I think he can. A couple of taps here and there, but it's just going to be the fully automatic rifle coming out on top. He finds that kill onto MIBR, and as he pushes them through, Sonic's going to be able to find one more. Oh, on slaxz now in a 1v4. Deagle in tow. Can you find 4, my friend? It's got to be crisp. It's got to be clean. Oh, only going to be body shots for the first one onto JBA, and now he's getting pincered. Look at your map. He's getting attack from behind, attack from in front. There's one on the side as well. If he needs, oh yeah, there we go. He needs to be cautious about Slight on the back lines. He's going to take him down with the eco weapon, and a 4th round on the board for Wildcard. 3 more, and I start to believe. Yeah,
this is starting to look good. I think the only thing for me is I need to see consistency in the gun rounds. That's the big ask. I think those gun rounds were basically non-existent out of Wildcard in towards that first half, so that's what I'm looking towards before I start to maybe entertain the idea of the comeback. And of course, first gun round out for M80. Quad AK. dephh on towards that Galil. That's a really good game so far. 14 and 8. 15 from Albs, just taking the top of the scoreboard thus far.
Interesting point that dephh made in an interview yesterday was the fact that, yes, he is top fragging, and yesterday, even in his loss, he top fragged as well, but he said that's an issue. If he's top fragging, there's a problem on the server because he shouldn't be the person doing it. But hey, if he can do it while still winning, then why not? Infinite going to be able to find their opening kill into Swisher. MIBR's there, quick with the trade. B-bomb site completely open. Wildcard nowhere to be seen right now. And considering they've gone for a bit of a bonus round here, this could be devastating for the opportunities that they get presented across the rest of the game.
Give it a go. I mean, you may as well. Most of the team sitting with 2K or plus in the back pockets. The only thing, though, that time is going to start to tick down. Nade setup, MIBR will fall to the HE. And now numbers favour. Nice line of Wildcard, the swinging out as well. Rek going to play up close in towards bench. dephh on the corner as well. Fighting pressure, but a flying MP9 finds one. Rek onto one of his own. There's a Molotov lineup. It could be good, but there is a kit to work with. Stanislaw will tick down, but he should just get it, and he does. His best Meister impression to find Wildcard again. Another needed round. A 5th on the board. And this gap starting to close.
Literally half a second too late on that Molotov. You saw slaxz at the bottom of your screen for a brief moment to be like, okay. Like, I should have just thrown it a little bit sooner. But, I mean, honestly, not a bad round there from M80. Certainly made Wildcard work for it, but really good position here. Oh, how close was it? God, it was literally like one tick. Yeah, crazy. Wildcard, yeah.
Sigh of relief.
Oh, just knocked out the office, lads. Don't you worry about that one. Christ. It's a 5th round on the board here for Wildcard. A few more. This is what we need to be able to get this to a much more competitive point.
Yeah, so that's first gun round out of the way. Like I said, I want to see consistency in the gun rounds, and then we can start to work with it. Close. Molotov goes under. Jaber can stay posted here. Miles will find one. Stun goes down as well as Infinite, but Jaber pops up for 2 of his own. Down he'll fall as Malves continues to cause terror in the server. And a 2 versus 3 ensues. A Molotov at the toes of the Orpera. Slight starts to tick. Slight starts to burn as well. And Swisher going to pop Malves around this corner. Nobody here, so information gained, nobody through CT. And at least some information heard through jungle. Malves finds one more, Swisher closes it, and talk about a response. Malves for a 4K.
Yeah, you wanted consistency on your gun rounds. Not happening at all. Really strong to see there from M80. They come out of the gate swinging, literally. I mean, you had that lurking play up in wood, and it could have been absolutely galactic. Jaber finds 2. They have no clue where he is, but maybe just half a second later, let them push on through a bit more, line up a couple, and maybe if you kill 3, you have a chance, but the damage is already done. The second the A-bomb site was laid waste to, it was over for Wildcard. And they're going to be taking their 3rd tactical timeout here just to be able to recoup, work out what the buy is, because as we can see from the econ, it is a hell of a force. Sonic, even up to the M4.
Oh, it's a, you know, it's a pick your poison type situation. Do we eco now and play for OT, or do we buy now and play to hope to have a chance? I mean, neither... Oh, I mean,
you don't want to be in either positions, really,
no,
do you?
Exactly.
Let's be completely honest with you. It's kind of nuts. slaxz, Rec, being incredibly influential on their opening jewels, of course, carried over from the CT side, but also early ones here on this T side as well to be able to just completely destroy that A-bomb site. Now that Wildcard are in a weapon deficit, oh God, he's going to be playing the AWP angle with the unscoped variant inside of mid, but he's going to be going up against slaxz, who's got its big brother. Stanislaw looking to make his best Rec cosplay here with the 5-7.
Over aggressing, down he'll fall. Rec going to continue to invite pressure. Jaber's in trouble, but he gets to support Sonic. That's well played and a gun to work with. As Jaber scoops himself up an AK-47, thank you very much. Wildcard have cracked open the door and an opportunity here in round number 17. We spoke about Malves. A win factor for this team. He's been given a lot of mileage on the T side. What can he do with that space? Crunching down short, he's got Swisher in towards site itself, looking to find a fight, which he will. Infinite falls the trade, inefficient as slight, flushed his lines as dephh will get one of his own. With Jaber left alone, the only decision he's got left to work with is saving that AK. Tail between his legs, he's going to try and get out of there, and he's not given that luxury. Delectable from dephh to see off the last Jaber dropped. And that is good to see. dephh rolling back the years, baby. UK CS finding its way everywhere.
Crispest one tap that we've probably seen. That was really nice from dephh. Leading from the front, of course. As we mentioned, it's not what he wants, but hey, if he can do it when the rest of the team are there, like helping out instead of him just being like at the top of the server, then it's fine. Like, you've just got an extra fragger. Why not? He's up at 16 kills right now. Malves, of course, further ahead on 20, but everyone's pulling their weight here. Can the same be said for Wildcard right now? We've got a couple of further down the leaderboards in the form of Infinite, Sonic, Stanislaw, and Sonic. Considering how influential he was yesterday, it's a shame to see today.
Yeah. It is. He really has been limited a lot. The T side was not the greatest, and of course, then he's playing these kind of quite tough roles in CT as well.
Swisher to come in for this.
Swisher looking for at least something to work with. The Molotov's actually going to give him a lot of clearance on the corner, but Sonic sticking up close. It's a good way to play it. I think for Swisher, there's no need to overface it. There's no need to fight. Double back, they tend to work with, and they know that Wildcard are not going to have great money. So they're fine. They'll rotate back towards A. Seems to be the play. One in through Palace, one in through Ramp, and they collect the bomb on the way through. Yeah,
they've got the util for it as well. This is going to be a bog standard A execute, but you know, just a minute and a half too late usually. But hey, if you've got enough time to be able to play around with it, yeah, go for it. Here it comes. Line up. This is standard.
Big thing that worries me here as well as Wildcard have little to no util.
Yeah, this is hard to be able to.
If this bomb goes down, they're going to be in a lot of trouble retaking basically purely off the back of mechanics. Jaber had the angle, but Malves is so good on the reaction. Down he falls, and this is what I spoke about. If this bomb goes down, I don't know if Wildcard are going to have the facilities to be able to retake. Stan takes a tag, a slight plays up close, and now they've got a timer above their head. Life on Mirage looking like it might be over and done as Swisher looks to close. Rack on the corner, looks for a fight, finds him with ease, and he looks for 2 more as well. It's been simple, it's been effective. And M80 put up a masterclass in towards Mirage. Talk about a way to take your opponent's map pick.
Yeah, that was absolutely crazy. A nuts performance from M80 there. Wildcard, we saw the flashes of Nuke kind of creeping in once again, right?
Yeah.
The fact that they just weren't in the server for 75, 80% of that game.